Hi guys, I'm back. Today I'm going to read Deuteronomy 30 to 34, Joshua 1 and 2, Proverbs 12, and Psalm 139. Let's get started. And when all these things come upon you, the blessing and the curse which I have set before you, and you call them to mind among all nations, whereas the Lord your God is doing you, and return to the Lord your God, you and your children, and obey his voice in all that I command you to, with all your heart, with all your soul, and the Lord your God will restore your fortunes and have mercy on you, and he will gather you again from all peoples, and the Lord your God is to gather you. And if you're outcast in the uttermost parts of heaven, from there the Lord your God will gather you, and from there he will take you, and the Lord your God will bring you into the land that your father possessed, that you may possess it. And he will make you more prosperous and numerous than your fathers, and the Lord your God will circumcise your heart and the heart of your offspring, so that you will love the Lord your God with all your heart, with all your soul, so that you may live. And the Lord your God will put all these curses on your foes and your enemies who persecute you, and you shall again obey the voice of the Lord, and keep all his commandments that I command you today. The Lord your God will make you abundantly prosperous in all the work of your hand, in the fruit of your women, and the fruit of your cattle, and in the fruit of your ground. For the Lord will again take delight in prospering you, as he took delight in your fathers, when you obey the voice of the Lord your God, to keep his commandments and his statutes that are written in this book of the law. When you keep the Lord your God, turn to the Lord your God, that with all your heart, with all your soul. And this commandment that I command you today is not too hard for you, neither is it far off. It is not in heaven that you should say, who will ascend to heaven for it, and bring it to us that we may hear and do it. And neither is it beyond the sea that you should say, who will go over the sea, and bring it to us that we may hear and do it. And that the word is very near to you, very near you. It is in your mouth and in your heart, so that you can do it. See, I have set before you today life and good, death and evil. If you obey the commandments of the Lord your God, and I command you today by loving the Lord your God, by walking in his ways and keeping his commandments and his statutes and his laws, then you shall live and multiply, and the Lord your God will bless you in the land that you will enter to take possession of it. But if your heart turns away and you will not hear, then I draw away to worship other gods and serve them. I declare to you today that you shall surely perish. You shall not live long in the land that you are going over the Jordan to enter and possess. You call heaven and earth to witness against you today. And I have set before you life and death, blessing and curse. Therefore choose life, that you and your offspring may live, loving the Lord your God, obeying his ways and holding fast to him. For he has your life and the length of days, and you may dwell in the land that the Lord swore to give to your fathers, to Abraham, to Isaac, and to Jacob, and to give them. So Moses continued to speak these words to all Israel, and he said to them, I am 120 years old today. I am no longer able to go out and come in. The Lord said to me, you shall not go over this Jordan. The Lord your God himself will go over it before you. He will destroy these nations before you, so that you shall dispossess it, and Joshua will go over you at your head, as the Lord has spoken. And the Lord will do to them as he did to Sihon and Og, the kings of the Amorites, and to the land, when he destroyed them. And the Lord will give them over to you. And you shall do to them according to the whole commandment that I have commanded you. Be strong and courageous, do not fear or be in dread of them. For it is the Lord your God who goes with you. He will not leave you or forsake you. And Moses summoned Joshua and said to him, the son of Israel, be strong and courageous, for you shall go with this people into the land that the Lord has sworn to their fathers to give them, and you shall put them in possession of it. It is the Lord who goes before you. He will be with you. He will not leave you or forsake you. No fear or be dismayed. And Moses wrote this law and gave it to the priests, the sons of Levi, who carried the ark of the covenant of the Lord, and to all the elders of Israel. And Moses commanded them at the end of every 7 years, at the set time in the year of release, at the feast of booths, and all Israel comes to appear before the Lord your God, at the place that he will choose. You shall read this law before all Israel in their hearing, the sons of the men and women, and the little ones, and set gentle within your tongues, that they may hear and learn to fear the Lord your God, and be careful to do all the works of this law, and that their children who have not known it, be hear and learn to fear the Lord your God, as long as you live in the land that you are going over the Jordan to possess. And the Lord said to Moses, behold, the days approach when you must die. Call Joshua and present yourselves in the tent of meeting, that I may commission him. And Moses and Joshua went and presented themselves in the tent of meeting. And the Lord appeared to the tent in a pillar of cloud. And the pillar of cloud stood over the entrance of the tent. And the Lord said to me, behold, you are about to lie down with your fathers, and the people will rise and whore after the foreign gods in the land that they are entering, and they will forsake me and break my covenant that I have made with them. And my anger will be kindled against them in that day, and I will forsake them and hide my face upon them, and they will be devoured, and many evils and troubles will come upon them, and they will be devoured. And so that they were saying that they have not these evil come upon us because our God is not among us. And I'll surely hide my face in that day because of all the evil that they have done, because they have turned to other gods. Now therefore write this song and teach it to the people. But in them I said, this song may be a witness for me against the people. Because when I brought them into the land flowing with milk and honey, which I swore to give to their fathers, and they have eaten enough one grown fat, they will turn to other gods and serve them, and despise me and break my covenant. And when many evils and troubles have come upon them, this song shall confront them as a witness. For I know that they are inclined to do even today. Therefore, before I have brought them into the land I swore to give. So Moses wrote this song the same day and taught it to the people of Israel. And the Lord commissioned Joshua the son of Nun and said, "Be strong and courageous, for you shall bring the people of Israel into the land that I swore to give them. I'll be with you." When Moses had finished writing the words of this law in a book to the barrier, Moses commanded the Levites who carried the ark of the covenant of the Lord, "Take this book of the law and put it in the side of the ark of the covenant of the Lord your God, that it may be therefore a witness against you. For I know how rebellious and stubborn you are. Even today, while I am yet alive with you, you have been rebellious against the Lord. How much more after my death? Assemble to me all the elders of your tribes and your officers, that I may speak these words in their ears and call heaven and earth to witness against them. I know that after my death you will surely corrupt and turn aside from the way I have commanded. And in the days to come, evil will befall you, because you will do what is evil in the sight of the Lord, provoking them to anger through the work of your hands. And Moses spake for the word of this song until they were finishing the ears of all the assembly of Israel. Give ear, O heavens, and ask you, and let the earth hear the word of my mouth. May my teaching drop as the rain, and my speech distill the dew. My judgment rain upon the tender gods, and like showers upon the heaven. For I will proclaim the name of the Lord. Ascribe greatness to our God. His work is perfect. All his ways of justice, the God of faithfulness and without iniquity. Just and upright is he. They have dealt corruptly with me. They no longer is true. Yes, they have blemished, and they are crooked and twisted generation. Do you thus repay the Lord? You fortune senseless people. Is not he your father who created you, who made you and established you? Remember the days of old, consider the years of many generations. Ask your father, and he will show you your elders, and they will tell you. When the Most High gave to the nations their inheritance, when he divided mankind, he fixed the borders of the peoples according to the number of the sons of God. As the Lord's portion is his people, Jacob his allotted heritage. He found him in a desolate land, and in the howling waste of the wilderness. He encircled him, he kept him as the apple of his eye, like an eagle that stirs up its nest and flies over its young, spreading out its wings, catching them, bearing them on his pinions. The Lord alone guided him. No foreign God was with him. He made them ride on the high places of the land. He ate the produce of the field, and he suckled him with honey out of the rock, and oil out of flinty rock. He ate out from the head and milk from the flock, with fat lambs, rams, and bashan and goats, with the very finest of the wheat, and he drank foaming wine made from the blood of the grape. But Jeshurun grew fat and kicked. He grew fat, stout, and sleek, waiting for God who made it, and scoffed at the rock of his salvation. He stirred him to jealousy with strange God. With abominations they provoked him to anger. They sequestered demons that were no gods, the gods he had never known. To new gods they had come recently, whom your fathers had never dreaded. You were mindful of the rock that bore you, and you forgot the God who gave you birth. The Lord saw and spurned them. This is the provocation of his sons and his daughters. And he said, I'll hide my face from them. I'll see what their end will be. And they are a perverse generation, children to whom is no faithfulness. They made me jealous in what is their God. They provoked me to anger with their idols. I will make them jealous with those who are no people. I will provoke them to anger with a foolish nation. For fire is kindled by my anger, and it burns to the depths of Sheol, devours the earth and its incense, and it sets on fire the foundations of the mountains. And I will heap disasters upon them. I will spend my arrows on them, and they shall be wasted with hunger, and devoured by plague and poisonous pestilence. And I will send the teeth of beasts against them, the venom of things that crawl in the dust. Outdoors sword shall bereave, and indoors terror. No, a young man and woman alike, unless a child with a man with grey hairs, I would have said I will cut them to pieces, I will wipe them from human memory, had I not feared provocation by the enemy, lest the adversary should misunderstand, lest they should say our hand is triumphant, it was not the Lord who did all this. And they had a nation void of counsel, and there is no understanding in them. If they were wise, they would understand this. How they would just send their ladders. For how could one have chased 1,000, and to have put 10,000 to fly, unless their rock had sold them, and the Lord had given them up. Their rock is known as our rock, or enemies shall not abide themselves for their wine, For the vine comes from the vine of Sodom, and from the fields of Gomorrah. Their grapes are grapes of poison, their clusters are bitter, and their wine is the poison of serpents and the cruel venom of asps. Is not this laid up in store with thee? Seal up in my treasury, vengeance is mine, and recompense for the time when the foot shall slip, for the day of their calamity is at hand, and their doom comes swiftly, for the Lord will vindicate his people, and have compassion on his servants, and when he sees that their power is gone, and there is none remaining, bond or free, and he will say, where are thy gods, the rock in which they took refuge, who ate the fat of their sacrifices, and drank the wine of their drink offering? Let them rise up and help you, let them be your protection. See now that I, even I am he, and there is no God beside me. I kill and I make alive, I wound and I heal, and there is none who can deliver out of my hand. When I lift up my hand to heaven, then I swear as I live forever, if I sharpen my flashing sword, and my hand takes hold on judgment, I will take vengeance on my adversaries, and I will repay those who hate me. I will make my arrow sharp with blood, and my sword shall devour flesh, so with the blood of the slain and the captives, and the long-haired hairs of the enemy. Rejoice in him, O heavens, bow down to him, all gods. And for he avenges the blood of his children, and takes vengeance on his adversaries. He repays those who hate him, and cleanses his people's land. Moses came over and recited all the words of this song in the hearing of the people. He and Joshua the son. And when Moses had finished speaking all these words to all Israel, he said to them, and take to heart all the words by which I am warning you today. You may command them to your children, that they may be careful to do all the words of the list law. There is no empty word for your very life, and by this word you shall live long in the land, and you are going over the Jordan to possess. And that very day the Lord spake to Moses, saying, go up this mountain and look through your brow, where at Mount Nebo, which is in the land of Moab, opposite Jericho, and view the land of Canaan, which I am giving to the people of Israel for a possession. And die on the mountain which you go, and be gathered to your people, as Aaron your brother died in Mount Hor, and was gathered to his people, because he broke faith with me in the midst of the people of Israel at the waters of Meribah Kadesh, and the wilderness is in, and because you did not treat me as holy in the midst of the people of Israel. We shall see the land before you, we shall not go there, until the land that I am giving to the people of Israel. This is the blessing with which Moses the man of God blessed the people of Israel. Before his death he said, the Lord came from Sinai and dawned from Seir upon us. He shone forth from Mount Paran. He came from the 10,000s of holy ones, and flaming fires right hand. Yes, he loved his people, and all his holy ones were in his hand. So they followed in your steps, receiving direction from me. And Moses commanded us the Lord, as a position for the assembly of Jacob. Thus the Lord became king in Jeshurun, and the heads of the people were gathered, all the tribes of Israel together. Let Reuben live and not die, but let his men be few. And this he said of Judah, hear, O Lord, the voice of Judah, and bring him into his people. Let their hands contend for him, be a help against his adversary. And of Levi he said, give to Levi your thumb, and to your godly one, whom you test out master, with whom you called out the waters of Meribah, who said of his father and mother, I regard him not. He disowned his brothers, and ignored his children. They observed your word and kept your covenant. They shall teach Jacob your laws and Israel your law. They shall put incense before you and hold burnt offerings from your altar. Bless the Lord his substance, and accept the work of his hands, and he crushed the loins of his adversaries, of those who hate him, that they rise not again. And Benjamin he said, the beloved of the Lord dwells in safety. The high God surrounds him all day long, and dwells between his shoulders. And Joseph he said, blessed be the Lord, blessed may the Lord be his Lord, and the choicest gifts of heaven above, and all the deep that crushes beneath, and as the choicest fruits of the sun, and the rich yield of the mountains, with the finest produce of the ancient mountains, and the abundance of the everlasting hills, with the best gifts of the earth in its fullness, and the favor whom he dwells in the bush. He is pressed on the head of Jason, and on the page of him who was prince among his brothers. There is honorable his majesty, and his horns are the horns of wild oaks. With them he shall guard the peoples. They are all of them to the ends of the earth. And they are the 10,000s of Ephraim, and they are the 10,000s of Manasseh. And as Zebulun he said, rejoice, Zebulun, in your going out. And in Isaac in your tents, they shall call peoples to their mountains. And there they shall offer right sacrifices. And they draw from the abundance of the sea, and the hidden treasures of the sand. And of Gad he said, blessed be he who enlarges Gad. Gad crouches like a lion. He tears off almond's skull, and he treasures the best of the land for himself. And from there command his portion was reserved. He came with the heads of the people. With Israel he executed the justice of the law, and his judgments for Israel. And of Dan he said, Dan is the lion's calf, that leaves from Bashan. And of Naphtali he said, Naphtali is sated with favor, and full of the blessing of the Lord. Was this the lake in the south? And of Asher he said, most blessed the sons be Asher. Let him be the favourite of his brothers. Then let him dip his foot in oil. Your bars shall be iron and buds. And as your days, so shall his strength be. There's none like God. There's none like God, O Joshua, who rises to your heavens, to help you through the skies. In his majesty, the eternal God in his dwelling place. And underneath are all the everlasting gods. And he thrust out the enemy before him and said, destroy. So Israel lived in safety. Jacob lived in a land of grain and wine. And his heavens dropped down to you. And happy are you, Israel, who is like you, a people saved by the Lord. A shield of your help and the sword of your child. The enemy shall come falling to you, and you shall tread upon their backs. And Moses went up the plains of Moab, to Mount Nebo, to the top of Pisgah, which is opposite Jericho. And the Lord showed him all the land. He led as far as Dan, all Naphtali, the land of Ephraim and Manasseh, and all the land of Judah as far as the western sea, and Negeb the plain that is the valley of Jacob, Jericho, the city of palm trees, and as far as Zoar. And the Lord said to him, this is the land of which I swore to Abraham, to Isaac, and to Jacob. I will give it to your offspring. I have let you see it with your eyes, but you shall not go over there. The most seven of the Lord died there in the land of Moab, according to the word of the Lord, and he buried him in the valley in the land of Moab, opposite Beth Peor, and no one knows the place of his burial to this day. Moses was 120 years old when he died. His eye was undimmed, and his vigor unabated, and the people which had wept for Moses in the plains of Moab 30 days. And the days of weeping and mourning for Moses were ended, and Joshua the son of Nun was full of the spirit of wisdom, and Moses had laid his hands on him. So the people of Israel obeyed him, and did as the Lord had commanded. As the Lord had commanded Moses, and there was not arisen a prophet since in Israel like Moses. Whom the Lord knew face to face, none like him for all the signs and the wonders that the Lord sent him to do in the land of Egypt, to Pharaoh and to all seven, and to Oslo, and for all the mighty power and all the great deeds of terror that Moses did in the sight of all Israel. Joshua 1 and 2. After the death of Moses the servant of the Lord said to Joshua the son of Nun, Moses' assistant, and Moses my servant is dead. Now therefore arise, go over the Jordan, you and all this people into the land I am giving to the people of Israel. Every place that the sole of your foot will tread upon I have given to you, just as I promised to Moses. And the wilderness and this Lebanon, as far as the great river, the river Euphrates, from all the land that heres to the great sea toward the going down of the sun, shall be a territory. No man shall be able to stand before you all the days of your life. Just as I was with Moses, so I will be with you. I will not leave or forsake you. You shall be courageous. You shall cause the people to inherit the land I swore to their fathers to give them. Only be strong and very courageous, and careful to do according to all the law that Moses my servant commanded. Do not turn from it to the right hand or to the left, that you may have good success wherever you go. This book of the law shall not depart from your mouth, but you shall meditate on it day and night, so that you may be careful to do according to all that is written in it. Then you will make your way prosperous, and then you will have good success. Have I not commanded you? Be strong and courageous. Do not be frightened, and do not be dismayed. And the Lord your God is with you wherever you go. And Joshua commanded the officers of the people, also the minister of the camp, and commanded the people to pay your provisions, for within 3 days you are to pass over the Jordan, to go and to take possession of the land that the Lord your God has given you to possess. And to the Reubenites, the Gadites, and the half-tribe of Manasseh, Joshua said, remember the word that Moses the servant of the Lord commanded you, saying, the Lord your God is providing you a place of rest, and will give you this land. Your wives, your little ones, and your livestock shall remain in the land and Moses gave you beyond the Jordan. All you, the men of valor among you, shall pass over before your brothers, and shall help them, until the Lord gives rest to your brothers as he has to you, and they also take possession of the land that the Lord your God has given them. And then you shall return to the land of your possession, and shall possess it, the land that Moses the servant of the Lord gave you beyond the Jordan toward the sunrise. And he answered Joshua, all that you have commanded us we will do, and wherever you send us we will go, just as we obeyed Moses in all things. So we will obey. Only may the Lord your God be with you, as he was with Moses. Whoever rebels against your command and disobeys your words, whatever you command him shall be put to death. Only be strong and courageous. And Joshua the son of Nun sent 2 men secretly from Shittim as spies, saying, go view the land, especially Jericho. And they went and came to the house of a prostitute. His name was Rahab, and lodged there. And it was told to the king of Jericho, all men of Israel is coming here tonight to search out the land. And the king of Jericho sent to Rahab, saying, bring out the men who have come to you, who entered your house, for they have come to search out all the land. But the Lord had taken the 2 men and hid them. And she said, true, the men came to you. I did not know where they were from. And the gate was about to be closed and dark. The men went out. I did not know where the men went. Pursue them quickly, for you will overtake them. And she had not brought them, but she had brought them up on the roof and hid them in the walls. With the stalks of flax that she had laid in order on the roof. The men pursued after them on the way to Jordan as they fired the forts, and the gate was shut as soon as the pursuers had got it. Therefore the men lay down. She came up to them on the roof and said to the men, I know that the Lord has given you the land, and that the fear of you has fallen upon us, and that all the inhabitants of the land melt away before you. For we have heard how the Lord dried out the water of the Red Sea. Therefore you came up out of Egypt, and what you did to 2 kings of the Amorites. They were beyond the Jordan to Sihon and Og, whom you devoted to destruction. And as soon as we heard, our hearts melted, and there was no spirit left in any man, because the Lord your God, He is God in the heavens above and on the earth beneath. Now then, please swear to me, I the Lord, that as I have dealt kindly with you, my father's house, and give me a sure sign that you will save alive my father and my brothers and sisters, or in all who belong to them, and deliver our life from death. And the men said to her, our life will yours, even to death, if we do not tell this business of ours. And when the Lord gives us the land, we'll deal kindly and faithfully with you. And she let them down by a rope and rode through the winter, for her house was built into the sea wall, so that she lived in the wall. And she said to them, go into the house, or the pursuers will encounter you, and hide there 3 days until the pursuers have returned, and after you may go your way. And then said to her, will be guiltless with respect to this oath of yours that you have made us swear. Yea, when we come into the land, you shall tie this scarlet cord in the wood, door through which you have blessed her, and you shall gather into your house your father and mother, your brothers, and all your father's household. And if anyone goes out of the doors of your house into the street, his blood shall be on his own head, and we shall be guiltless. And if your hand is laid on anyone who is with you in that house, his blood shall be on our head. If you tell this business of ours, then we shall be guiltless with respect to the oath that you have made us swear. And she said, according to your word, so be it. And she sent them away, and they departed. And she tied the scarlet cord in the wind. They departed and went into the house and remained 3 days until the pursuers returned. And the pursuers searched all along the way and found nothing. And then the 2 men returned, and they came down from the hills of passed over and came to Joshua the son of Nun. And they told him all that happened to them. And they came to Joshua. He said to Joshua, truly the Lord has given all the land into your hand, and so all the inhabitants of the land move away because of us. Proverbs 12. Whoever loves discipline loves knowledge, but he who hates reproof is stupid. A good man obtains favor from the Lord, but a man of evil devices he condemns. No one is established by wickedness, and the root of the righteous will never be moved. An excellent wife is the crown of a husband, but shaming shame is like wildness in his mouth. Thoughts of the righteous are just, no counsels of the wicked are deceitful. The words of the wicked lie in wait for blood, but the mouth of the upright delivers them. The wicked are overthrown and are no more, but the house of the righteous will stand. The man is commended according to his gifts, and so one or two testimonies is despised. It is better to be lowly and have a servant than to lay the great man and lack bread. Whoever is righteous has regard for the life of his beast, but the mercy of the wicked is cruel. Whoever works his land will have plenty of bread, but he who follows worthless pursuits lacks sense. Whoever is wicked covers the swallow of evil does, but the root of the righteous bears fruit. An evil man is ensnared by the transgression of his lips, but the righteous escapes from trouble. From the fruit of his mouth a man is satisfied with good, but the way of a man's hand comes back to him. The way of a fool is right in his eyes, and why should he listen to advice? The vexation of a fool is known at once, but the prudent ignores an insult. And whoever speaks the truth gives honest evidence, but a false witness adds to deceit. There's one whose rash words are like sword thrust, but the tongue of the wise brings healing. Truthful lips endure forever, but a lying tongue is but for a moment. Deceit is in the heart of those who devise evil, but those who plan peace have joy. And no ill before the righteous, but the wicked are filled with trouble. Blindness are an abomination to the Lord, and those who act faithfully lies to lie. And the prudent man conceals knowledge, but the hand of the fools proclaims folly. The hand of the diligent will the slothful will be put to forced labor. And anxiety in a man's heart weighs him down. The good word makes him glad. One who is righteous is a guide to his neighbor, but the man of the wicked leads him astray. But the slothful will not roast his game. The diligent man will get precious wealth in the path of righteousness, and there is life, and in its pathway there is no death. Psalm 139. O Lord, you have searched me and know me. You know when I sit down, when I rise up. You decide my thoughts from afar. Search my path and my lying down, and are acquainted with all my ways. Even before a word is on my tongue. You hold it, Lord, you know it altogether. You hem me in behind and before, and lay your hand upon me. Such knowledge is too wonderful for me. It is high, I cannot attain it. Where shall I go from this spirit? And where shall I flee from your presence? If I ascend to heaven, you are there. If I make my bed and sure you are there. If I take the wings in the morning and dwell in the uttermost constancy, even though Even though your hand shall lead me and your right hand shall hold me, if I say, surely the darkness shall cover me, and the light about me be night. Even in darkness is not dark to you, and the night is bright as the day, for darkness is light with thee. For you formed me in my parts, you knitted me together in my mother's womb. I praise you, for I fearfully and wonderfully made. Wonderful way you work, my soul knows it very well. My frame was not hidden from you, when I was being made in secret, intricately woven in the depths of the earth. Your eyes saw my unformed substance. In your book were written, every one of them. And days were formed for me, when as yet there was none of them. And how precious are to me are your thoughts, O God. How vast are some of them, and how I count them. And they are more than the same. I awake, and I am still with you. And that you would slay the wicked, O God, and may the blood depart from me. And I speak against you with malicious intent. Your enemies take your name in vain. Do I not hate those that hate you, O Lord? And do I not loathe those who rise up against you? I hate them with complete hatred. I count them my enemies. Search me, O God, and know my heart. Try me and know my thoughts, and see if there be any grievous way in me, and lead me in the way everlasting. Now the stone nation, I do the Lord's prayer. These my hands are fallen in heaven, and let be your name. You cannot go, it will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us today our daily bread. Because our debts is yours, forgive our debtors. Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from the evil one. For yours is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory forever. Amen. See you tomorrow. Bye.